We're back with Illinois congressional candidate Jonathan Logemann. Let's talk some issues now. Nothing bigger on the minds of most Americans right now than inflation. President Biden says Congress needs to act to adopt his Build Back Better plan. He says it'll help deal with health care costs, child care, climate change, along with more relief as well to Americans. We know the Federal Reserve has a big role in this, but what would you do to address inflation if elected to Congress?
You know, I think, one of the big, this is, as I talk with different voters, this is one of the, it's on top of mind. And, one of the things that distinguishes me as a candidate, too, is, these conversations about inflation, I'm having them with my wife, every night as we talk about, how we're going to pay for groceries, or, how just the other day I was filling up my car and it was $55. I feel that pain too. My wife is a teacher. We've got 3 little girls. This is something that deeply affects our communities and our families. And so, I approve of, what President Biden has offered in some waiving the ethanol waiver to provide some temporary relief for Americans. And of course, like you said, this is a very complex problem, and it's something that the Federal Reserve has a key part in. But any of these issues too, where Congress can act to provide relief for, the governor has come out with relief at the supermarket as well. So these types of measures are vital to helping out the families of the Illinois 17th Congressional District.
A lot of the pandemic relief spending under the Trump and Biden administrations are seen as contributors to inflation. Is more government spending the answer or the problem?
Yeah, again, I don't know that, we need to continue to invest in deep pandemic programs at this time. What we need to focus on is, I see a lot in the economy right now. I just had a few conversations, with some folks in Rockford about the employment issues in Rockford, about marrying up the skills and the workers to the jobs that we need. So I think if we can, do a better job at, some of that workforce alignment and that skills development. This is a really tough time for all Illinoisans when you think about the inflation and the pandemic. And there's a lot of things that, we can do at the municipal level, at the state level, and at the federal level as well. And especially, concerning to me as, I've been a teacher. I've taught business, economics, college and career readiness, making sure that we have, students and youngsters who've got the skills, to be prepared to enter a workforce with the skills that, our communities need. I think that's going to be helpful in moving our communities forward as well.
You mentioned a moment ago the President's move this week to lift the summer ban on E-15 ethanol allowed to be sold during the summer. You certainly support that move. He said it's temporary. Should it be permanent?
No, I don't know that we need to see it permanent. I think as a temporary maneuver to help ease the suffering of, middle class and working class families, I think that's a smart move right now. But this with the Putin price hike of what's going on right now across the globe, tragically in Ukraine, as we talk about how complex this issue is, and there's certainly all these extraneous factors that go into gas price increases. We'll see what plays out nationally and internationally, because we have to remember that this is the global oil market as well. So I think a temporary move like this is the right way to go. You never really need to act permanently if you don't know that it's a permanent problem yet.
Stand by, Alderman Logemann. We've got one more topic. What plans he has for higher education, and a web extra at arquatcities.com.